This is the CTS-2 that you administered as part of this battery of tests that you indicate you did in relationship to your diagnosis.
Right, this is the conflict tactic scale 2.
All right. And you'll agree with me that this test specifically asks, in front of every single question, how often did this happen in the past year?
Correct, and I
Right.
oriented
And
the
you
individual
know-
to not
I-
limit
it's
herself to the
correct.
last year to get an accurate assessment of the violence and abuse that she experienced in the relationship.
Objection, Your Honor, move to strike.
All right. I'll move strike the last part of the answer. Strike the last part of the answer. Thank you. Next question.
Yeah. And you know that at the time that you gave this test to Ms. Heard, she had been away from Mr. Depp for far longer than a year, correct?
Which is why I oriented her to a different
Yes or no,
time
ma'am?
frame in answering the questions.
Doctor, yes or no?
So, of course,
Okay, she was gone for more than a year.
of course.
All right. Let's look at another one of these.
Bad practices. You're not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Has to be
That-
within the last
what is she
year.
smirking at? She has to know this is bad. This is not good for her.
You talked about the danger assessment test.
That's correct.
All right. Dr. Hughes, this is a blank form, but this is the danger assessment test that you also gave to Ms. Heard, correct?
I didn't give it to her. I filled it out based on the data that was provided to me.
Oh, so you asked her the questions and then you filled it in.
It was somewhat collaborative.
Okay. Can we blow up the second full paragraph? It says, using the calendar, please mark the approximate dates during the past year when you were abused by your partner or ex-partner.
Oof.
You didn't use any calendar, did you?
I did not use a calendar because she was already out of the relationship. As I said, these are static risk factors, so they don't change. So I
But these
oriented her to the
exams-
time of the relationship.
Ma'am, it's fair to say that this examination that you gave specifically indicates that you were supposed to look over the past year. And
That's
not the
one,
language?
no, that's one administration. People use this instrument for if you're in a
Lying.
situation, in a relationship, trying to get a better assessment of the current behaviors. We can use it retrospectively, like I just stated, and in homicides and looking back about what are the serious risk factors that were in this relationship.
No,
didn't
you
ask
can't.
About anything other than, don't the instructions limit this test to the previous year?
You can give this test not only on the
Nope,
previous year,
asking you about the instructions.
but I'm telling you how the test is administered in clinical practice and in
And-
forensic
and-
practice.
And opposing counsel can come up and ask questions about it. I'm asking you about the instructions. And the instructions say, look over the past year. And-
Yeah, on this, yes, that it says that.
And you had actual knowledge when you gave the test that Mr. Depp was gone way more than a year before this test.
That is correct.
Right. All right, let's look at more instructions.
Pulling fucking teeth.
1247, which is already in evidence.
Let's go for more instructions. Let's
Yeah.
see how you screwed
Right.
everything up.
Let's
Yeah,
just
and
talk of, yeah, this is her opinion, not standard procedure. It really takes a lot of weight away from
Dr.
her
Hughes.
testimony.
You recognize this one too, right?
Yes,
All right, this is what everybody calls the CAPS 5.
correct.
All right, can we go to the first page? Let's blow up the instructions.
There's more of these that just keep coming and coming.
Standard administration and scoring of the CAPS 5 are essential for producing reliable and valid scores and diagnostic decisions. Correct?
Correct.
Right.
And you know you have to do this in a standardized way because it is the first instruction, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Can we go to the next page? One more. Oh, wait. That's good. This is a page on scoring, and we talked about this last time.
Yes.
You score these tests by frequency and intensity.
Correct.
And you'll remember that in every single instance that you were asked to fill in the blank about frequency, you failed to do so, correct?
That's not correct.
Oh, you filled in any blank on this form with respect to frequency?
I filled in the frequency on the side of the caps where I am actually scoring the caps.
No, I
Where
asked
it's
you whether
relevant.
you filled in a single blank on this form with respect to frequency. Is the answer to that yes or no?
I don't know what you mean, a single blank.
All right, let's page down.
Mhm.
Keep going. All right, we'll stay at this page for a second. This is the very first box you're asked to fill in as to, I think, a fairly fundamental question, right? What happened?
We talked about this before, Mr. Dennison. I had 88 pages of notes of what happened. It would have been redundant to put it there.
You know that you are obligated to produce this test in a way that other people can meaningfully review them. Yes?
The people in this case who are meaningfully reviewing them have my 88 pages of notes.
All right, but you
This is-
chose to put absolutely nothing in the box, the standardized box that said what happened.
You don't have to put it in the box if you have it somewhere else. It's not
Because
a,
this
if
is
it's
not a
re-
standardized test?
Well, if it's not a research instrument that is used for research, if you're using it for a clinical diagnostic purpose, no, you don't. If you have that data elsewhere.
Okay.
Lying.
Let's go another page or so.
Lying. That's lying.
All right. Let's go another one.
Exactly. She breaks the rules and she's lazy.
All right,
Exactly.
let's look at item 4B4. And I asked you whether you filled in the blank
Yep.
about frequency. And there's a blank in many of these items that asks number of times. You didn't fill a single one of them in, did you?
Right, because I filled them on the right side of the instrument where I am scoring it.
And that is the way that you believe that you followed the instructions of a standardized test.
Yes, correct.
No further questions.
All right.
Boom. Mic drop.
Briefly.